I have a question.
Yes.
How do you let go of your mistakes and let go of the past without allowing your own bad behavior to perpetuate?
Well, the first part of that question, look, you can look at the past, you can, really examine all the mistakes you made and things you did wrong. I mean, that's not the point of what I'm talking about. The point of what I'm talking about is allowing those things to encroach upon your life in the present, being strong enough inside to detach yourself from whatever happened to you in the past. Because if you get down to the reality of it, the past really doesn't exist. It's a shadow. It follows us around. And being a shadow that follows us around, there's no substance there anymore. And any way that you would see the past would never be exactly what happened to you. You'd see it through the eyes of somebody living now. You're a different person than you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 months ago, a week ago. So yes, we can look at the past. I mean, look, I've written some novels which I conjured up the things in the past. It never was exactly about like what happened, but using them to create something. But I realized that I cannot allow what happened to me in the past, my past life, to infringe upon the way I live in the present. First of all, I can never see it the way it actually happened, because I'm looking at it from a different person's eyes. So it's detaching yourself from all that, and it gets back to a basic reality. You've got to build a system inside that is strong enough to do it. Otherwise, the past comes and it just bites you in the ass all the time. If you don't have that kind of system, that chakra system inside, which is the essence of this meditation practice, you'll never detach yourself from the past, and you're always going to be worried about the future. Now, neither the past nor the future exist. All the future is today becoming tomorrow. And we worry so much about what tomorrow is going to be, we forget to make today work for us. So, as I've said a million times, if you truly consciously make this moment work for you, that you are living now in the moment consciously, building your life in the moment, future will just take care of itself. You have nothing to worry about. The past will be it'll fall away. So all of these things are key to the development of a spiritual life. So much energy is wasted by the past infringing upon our life today. And it does it in our unconscious, it does it when we're not even aware of it. And what is the answer? You have to build an inner life that is strong enough to detach from it. I mean, I used to go to a Coffee Creek prison in Wilsonville, Oregon, every time I went out to Portland. And I would go there and teach. And one of the first things I told the inmates there, whatever happened to you in the past is in the past. And my only concern is, do you want to have a spiritual life? Do you want to build your life in the present? Do you want to grow and develop the remarkable you living in the present? Or do you want to cling to the past and let it torture you? Well, the response was they never heard anybody ever talk to them that way, telling them that I don't give a shit what happened to you. What do you want to do about your life today? How strong do you want to get today to build yourself as a human being? That will get you free of anything you ever did in the past. That will get you free of all the energy that's wasted worrying about what's going to happen to our life in the future. I hope this is clear, because if you truly begin to, don't think about it, if you truly begin to experience what I'm talking about, the only thing a human being has is the moment, the now, the present. The past was once the present. The future will be the present. What we do in the present determines how conscious our life is going to be and how successful our life is going to be. And I don't mean successful money-wise, and yeah, that all comes too. But I mean successful, becoming a happy person, living with love in your heart, with joy, and not allowing all of the stupidities that we've all done to infringe upon that, or worrying about what is going to happen to our life in the future. When I once wrote a novel, I never published this novel. I need to go over it and edit it again. But it's a coming of age. Part of it is a coming of age story of a young kid who is about 12 years old, going on 13. And, he lives with his parents who are making him crazy about what he's going to be in the future. You've got to prepare for the future. You've got to, plan your future. And he has an Uncle George who's kind of like he's a very, like kind of a hippie type of guy, who it's all bullshit. And this Uncle George says to the parents, look, if he's a successful 12-year-old, he'll be a successful 30-year-old. And when that came out of Uncle George's mouth, it rang in such a profound truth inside me. If you're a success now in living a conscious life, in developing your life will be successful. And success, the way I define it, is not based upon how much money you make. And I've never met a happy, rich person. I mean, I used to know tons of them when I was in the art business years ago. I mean, they were the people that used to support me. I never met a person who I would look at them and there was a twinkle in their eye, joy inside them, love inside them. All they thought about was money. Most of them didn't even enjoy the art they bought. They would find something great, they would buy it, they'd stick it on a shelf and never see it again. So what I'm talking about is the greatest wealth a human being can attain, an open heart, to be a happy person, joy, love inside them, compassion inside them, kindness inside them. That is the treasure. That's the Holy Grail. And you can't attain that if you spend all your time guilty about the past, worrying about the future. You got to build your life in the now, in the present. I hope what I'm talking about is clear because it's so important to not understand it, but to just make it happen in yourself. We have a breathing technique. We have a meditation. This energy of this class is so powerful. Take it in. Let it build a chakra system. Let it develop you so that you can truly experience your life this way. Great question. Does anyone else have a question? Please try and sit still. Class will go on another 5 or 10 minutes. Try and sit still. If you're fidgeting and moving and disturbing the class. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? And then life becomes, I mean, look, we have this treasure called life. How do you live with this treasure? You know, if you're playing a ping pong match in your brain, you know, bouncing the ball from the past to the future, and you never wind up where you're living in the now. That's the treasure. That's what's sacred. Life, every moment of it is sacred. But it requires us to build an inner life that is strong enough to be able to witness this and to not even witness it, but to live it becomes an organic part of how we live our life every day. Love, to be loved, to just have joy. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? You know, this book that I'm going to try to publish will be finished in a few weeks. And the whole book evolves around what I spoke about tonight. The whole book evolves around this. And I don't even know where that book came from. I was totally alive in the moment, and that book came through. I mean, I read these things, I say, holy God, you wrote this? Can't be. But that moment, consciously lit, it allowed that energy to manifest that way. Does anyone else have a question? God bless you all. Thank you. And there'll be a class again on Wednesday, and I say at the end of every class, you're probably sick and tired of hearing it, but you all are my teacher. Everyone needs a guru. My guru, Ling, I have 29 people here that are my guru. Your presence is really demanding that I go really deep inside myself and catch an energy which is not the ordinary energy that people live with. And what comes through is what you're extracting from me by having presence in this meditation. So thank you. God bless you all. There'll be a meditation on Wednesday evening. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
Thanks, Stuart.